For the finest in vinyl siding, rain gutters, overhangs, storm and replacement windows, even patios and decks, trust in the experts at Ultimate Siding and Gutters. In addition to being licensed and insured, our technicians are also friendly and courteous, performing hassle-free service and installation at affordable rates. Plus, we provide free estimates for commercial and residential structures. Our entire staff will exceed your expectations. For the ultimate in siding, gutters, and much more, call Ultimate Siding and Gutters today.
And so we had an issue at a plant about 2 weeks ago. It was a traditional municipal wastewater treatment plant. Tremendous foaming on top of the basins. And so me and our lead operator for the site got our heads together. We pulled some samples, did the analysis of those samples. We actually looked at the bugs from the system under a microscope so that we could see the type of bug that was actually growing in there. And what we found actually was that there were very few bugs growing in there. The higher life forms in particular had died off, and we had the single cell protozoa type of bacteria growing in there. So what that told us was we probably got hit with some kind of toxic shock at the facility. So we immediately changed the way we were operating the plant. We changed the return activated sludge rates, the wasting rates, and did a few other things around the facility to try to really buffer ourselves against whatever had happened, because it's too late, right? It's already in the plant. So we're trying to buffer ourselves against whatever that toxic event was. Because if it just happened, yesterday, it's liable to happen again today. Usually these things go in like threes. And so it's taking real world experience, knowing that we not only needed to look at the analytical data that we were collecting at the time, but also looking at the bugs under the microscope, determining what's going on with the bug population in the aeration basins, and then taking that information, layering that together with the data we collected through analytical analysis, and coming up with a solution based on all that combined, which I think is a pretty unique approach to dealing with a problem like that at a facility.
Tonight, some drivers' last chance to make the playoffs is now. Patrick Morrison here in Simtrax Broadcasting. Stella here enjoying the much nicer temperatures outside than before the winter completely sets in. Last race at Homestead was a doozy. Trevor Earhart, in a crazy turn of events, ended up getting turned so late in the race after a dominating performance he put on. This allowed Justice Murphy to win his second race in a row. Nick Alves came second, and another four-star industry team member, Caleb Gilbert, nailed the third-place finish. So far, all of these guys have made it into the playoffs, but we'll talk about that here a little bit later. The regular season for the Racing Revolution does come to close, and before we move to the playoffs, tonight must be raced first. Daytona International Speedway is where we land, and as promised, we stayed in Florida, and for 3 races in a row. And what better way to call it than the Chapman Last Chance 200? Stella, can you tell me a little bit about Daytona here tonight?
Well, in 1959, Daytona International Speedway was established by Bill France. He realized that there'd be too much to keep racing on that sand for any longer. So he built a beautiful 2.5-mile tri-oval, and with a 29-acre lake in the middle of it, because if you dig anywhere in Florida, you hit water, so you gotta get the sand from somewhere. But yeah, they did that in '59, and then again in 2016, they did Daytona Rising, a $400 million reimagining of Daytona International Speedway. Lots of new things, 101,000 seats permanent. Bigger seats for bigger NASCAR fans. And they even put in 17 elevators and 40 escalators, which is the most for any outdoor venue.
Alrighty, and we're taking a look actually here in the background. I'm sure Raiders not going to be happy about that. We just saw him spin out a little bit just trying to get on the qualifying lap here. Definitely, the 53 is looking to definitely show some face here and do a great job here tonight. He's going to have a hard time, though. We do want to give a shout-out to all our sponsors before we get kind of crunch time here. Of course, Chapman Environmental Services, Ultimate Siding and Gutters, and Butt Kicker Field, which you've been missing. Stella, tell me a little bit about Chapman Environmental Services before I talk about Simtrack's new sponsor tonight.
You bet, because they provide you integrated environmental management and consulting services, and those include broad-spectrum regulatory compliance, permitting, field sampling, and more. If you'd like to hear more about it or learn or talk to them, visit chapmanes.com.
Alrighty, and it's always great. I gotta see Chapman. I know the Racing Revolution is looking into a third season coming up here, and I believe Chapman is looking to sign on, especially for who we're looking at right now at number 53 Ford of Robert Rader here, seeing if he can nail down a solid time, but nothing yet here so far. I do want to give a shout out here to our new sponsor, Young Gun Creations, actually led by Aiden Young. If you guys notice and tune in, the number 69 car that you see on C2C, he actually does a lot of paints out there. He's able to do polos, hoodies, all sorts of things, especially I think he even does driver helmets and everything like that. I think he even painted his own fire truck, so check them out on Young Gun Creations. If you want to find the link, you can find it down in the bottom in my description, and we'll see what we got going on with that. Definitely, he's an awesome guy out there. Definitely, let's see what we've got here so far. On to the track. And what we got coming up, there we go. There's that race info, Daytona International Speedway. Definitely some treacherous temperatures here. 66 degrees onto the track. A lot better than it is here where I am. I believe it's about 28 degrees outside, so a lot better to race on 66, 64 in the air. That humidity may be kind of tricky here, making it a little wetter outside. So let's talk about 80 laps. Stage lap will be at 25. The fuel window is going to be a little shorter than that, so they may actually have to pit before this first stage. Super Speedway, we got one faster pair, and $20 to the winner of this race. But I do want to keep in mind, that $40 mark is for only these eligible drivers, and the drivers I have listed are the ones that have to battle over this cut line. That, of course, being Alex Kenton, Tay McDonald, Michael Bennett, Jacob Sirkovich, John Fike, Adam Bowden, and Logan Romney. Every single one of these boys are out here tonight. I do want to admit that Alex Kenton is over the line by only 5 points. Tay McDonald only below the line by 5, and Michael Bennett below by 6. So right now, those are your 3 closest guys that are going to be battling out here tonight. So Alex Kenton has got to have almost a perfect race here tonight, or he is going to be in a lot of danger to get squeezed in here. So far, so good out there on the track at this point. Let's see if we can take a little quick shot at our times here so far. Caleb Gilbert and Ted Reckich right now 1 and 2. Looks like Jeremy Burns nailed 3rd, Michael Bennett in 4th, and Matthew Robinson sitting 5th. Now, if you guys have tuned into Simtrax Broadcasting as well, you'll notice actually Matthew Robinson, the number 1 Chevrolet, is from the Coast to Coast Racing League. Apparently he knows how to find good leagues, got a hold of me, and here we are at the Racing Revolution League. So he's going to make his debut start tonight here, and no better way to start with the top 5 start here, Stella.
That's true. I was just taking a peek at how many racers we have tonight.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I know I've got about 25 loaded in here. I want you to see also those times that are locked in there a little bit. I know it's kind of mixing it up there between Reckich and Burns. I think those two guys squeaked in at the same time. But almost 5 drivers with the same times here.
Man, so we're separated by thousandths at this point.
So Reckich, Burns, Bennett, Matthew Robinson, and if I'm not mistaken, Justice Murphy's tangled up. But, yeah, I mean, we're looking in the tens, really in the hundreds of seconds here between Travis Gilbert. We haven't seen that 341 Ford out here a whole lot. And really, where you see Kevin Orlando, the top 10 is within a couple hundredths of a second here. So this is going to be super, super tight out there, and we'll see how it gets squared away. I think they just nailed the last qualifying time, and I think James Loveland's just slung from last place into 11th. So, boy, that's going to be awesome for him. Let's see if we can get these guys gridded up here. And we wish everybody out there on the track good shot out there in the chat. Bowden Motorsports, why do you do this to yourself? Because you love racing with the Racing Revolution League. There's no place better to be, and that's where we're going to start here right now. Let's take a look at our starting grid here tonight. Travis Gilbert, Ted Rekich, 1 and 2. Jeremy Burns sitting third. Michael Bennett, he's from word through the grapevine. He is the favorite to win here tonight. Reigning champion of the Talladega, so he is Mr. Restrictor Plate tonight, starting fourth. Matthew Robinson starting in fifth. Justice Murphy in sixth. Don't forget Tay McDonald. He'll be battling for a spot here as well. Sitting seventh. He's got to be feeling pretty good about that start here tonight. So keep an eye on what these guys are doing. Go. All right, Trevor Earhart in eighth after a fumble last week. He's going to try better this week. Grant Thorpe in the ninth, and Kevin Orlando rounding out the top 10. That brings us to James Loveland. Hats off, actually, to James Loveland. He gave up his spot in the playoffs. He had some things outside of his control, and with a little bit of his career change here, he has given up a spot which has allowed this battle to heat up something fierce here. So his win has gone by the wayside, and James Loveland is stepping away, but appreciate him still showing up and being able to compete here. Steven Sommer will be starting into the 12th position. Let's rotate to the back. Caleb Gilbert starting in 13th. Blake Cook into the 14th. Nick Galls with the second place finish. So far, a lot of top fives out of him so far. Now into 15th. Parker Johnston, 16th. Robert Rader. Boy, definitely far back, but we've seen plenty of times here. Stella Rader has a chance to fire back toward the front from any spot on the entire track. So 17th shouldn't be too bad. Rader will be starting next to Adam Bowden in the 83. Hopefully he's rocking the Simtrax car tonight because he's going to need it. Al Lyken starting into 19th with Alex Forget Berube into the 20th. Jacob Sorkovich starting in 21st with Brandon Richardson 22nd. Richardson, as long as he starts the car tonight, he's locked into the point. So really awesome job for him. Alex Kenton with a dismal start here, sitting in 23rd. Kynan Jones rejoining us here in 24th. And John Fike, another driver out there, going to be battling to see if he can get his way in, starting in the final place here at Daytona. Boy, definitely looking from this starting grid here, Stella. This is not looking good for some of the guys who need to battle their way in here.
Well, I just figured that they are sitting back to avoid the first big one.
Boy, but man, you know this is the racing revolution, and how almost impossible it is to say there is going to be the big one. There is no way to consider that possible. You know what I mean? It's always an opportunity. But, I mean, Homestead had one caution, and that was just a contact with Raiders shooting a gap that was available, and Earhart came down, and these two guys connected, and these were some of the best drivers in this league. So it's hard to say that here at Daytona, at a super speedway of 2.5 miles here, that there can be a mistake. Now, of course, we're going to add some more speed to it. We're going to try to see how many guys want to really press their luck and try 3 wide here, but this is going to be the test of every driver out here, what they can do.
Yeah, three wide here is when everything changes.
Alrighty, out there in the chat. Hey, Gary Sigelcow, glad to see you out here, bud. Awesome job. What league is this? This is the Racing Revolution League, man. Definitely, this is the last one of the regular season before we head to the playoffs and narrow down our final 12. We'll talk a little bit about that, but right now I am more concerned about this green flag that is coming up. Green flag is out. Here we go. Travis Gilbert and Ted Rekich in the front row, and let's get this one underway. 80 laps for these boys to figure it out here, and let's see what they can get it done.
And we don't have the silver bullet leading us off tonight.
No, we do not. This would be Travis Gilbert, no relation.
Oh,
and it
gotcha.
looks like something has happened back here. Steven Sommer is off the track. Uh-oh.
So are we.
Yep, sorry about that. Kind of a terrible, terrible angle here. And Steven Sommer is ducked out of the way. Caleb Gilbert is now out as well. Not quite sure what happened here. No caution. Let me see if we can take a quick flick here.
Here's my 40.
Yeah, talking about the silver bullet here. Let me see if we can kind of roll this back here real quick. Because these guys are kind of squaring each other up here down the rest of the track. Come on. Sommer check up. Blake Cook. Oh,
Check.
Nasty. All right, let's go ahead and get back to our guys here in the front. Caleb Gilbert not happy about that, but hey, look at it this way. Caleb Gilbert, he's already locked into the playoffs, so tonight really wouldn't matter. The only thing these guys would actually be putting on is more points going into the race. So, biggest mover here so far, John Fike is up 8 positions. We saw him dead last, sitting 17th now. Already on the charge, on his way up the front right now. The person who's got to shine tonight has got to be Tay McDonald in the number 11. or well, excuse me, 11th place, sitting in the 73 car. Good Lord, I'm getting my numbers mixed up here tonight. Oh, man, I don't think Adam Bowden's rocking the Simtrax car. No. But, all right, maybe it'll bring him luck in what he's doing here tonight. And we'll see how he fares here so far. Right now, 1 and 2. Michael Bennett sitting second. That is looking really good for him. If Michael Bennett wins the race here tonight, that will secure him a playoff spot. Alex Kenton will be bumped. And he'll end up with a $40 payout here at the end. So Michael Bennett finally getting it. BDE buddies behind him here with Justice Murphy and Trevor Earhart. Inside line going to form up here. See if they can push their way around. No problem at this point. But the outside is working at this point. Ted Rekich knows that, and he's going to stay up toward the top.
Yeah, it's running much faster on the top tonight than it is on the bottom.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And we are definitely seeing that as Ted Rekich still holding the lead there with Travis Gilbert. Now, I know that outside line wants to move. You can see with Raider back there in 9th. Oh, Kevin Orlando, first 4-star industry team to duck on out, down toward the bottom. He's going to block Bennett and move forward. It looks like that inside lane may have started stalling out there a little bit. I would probably say because Burns is actually backing off the back of Trevor Earhart a little bit. Yeah, if that 9 was kind of giving that 21 a shove, let's see if we can get it get squeezed through here and push his way toward the front. But I got to admit, it's interesting to see. Yeah, oh boy. Yeah,
he's not back there.
Yeah, Team Disconnect may have to work on his disconnect issues here. That number 9, there he goes again. Lost him. There he is. Yeah, boy. Yeah, that is right now Matthew Robinson, that number 1 Pennzoil Chevrolet out there. He's got to be kind of squeezing his cheeks right now.
He's going to be sucking vinyl.
All right, man, definitely. He's got a Matthew Robinson. I know he's kind of going to sit back on this one. Now, he's not a driver, especially in C2C, to really wait. He likes pushing his way up front and getting up there, but not tonight. We got a lot of racers out here trying their best. Right now, on the outside of him is John Fike in the 09. So watch that 09 Ford, 11 positions up so far. Adam Bowden and Brandon Richardson are the only ones to do more. Bowden up 13, and Richardson's up 13 as well. So far, it seems that outside line is still surviving at this point. Interesting to see. Good, and it's also something to keep in mind here is now we see Grant Thorpe has slid down toward the bottom, seeing if they can get any kind of rotation out of the bottom line. But the bottom line just isn't forming up here tonight, and it's really kind of peculiar at this point to see how far there it's not progressing. The outside line is still holding and still continuing to move up. The only reason I think people like Raider or right now I'm watching Brandon Richardson here is that outside they're just stay in their lane and everybody's actually ducking out of the lane and up they're going.
Yeah, it's quite a disproportionate angle as far as you would think an inside line, less travel, less, that they would be moving faster.
Yeah, but your theory of guys actually waiting it out here might be right. Somebody may be kind of sitting back here a little bit just in case something dumb happens here. And the last thing I want to do is have my race taken out. Now, granted, we do have, speaking of Grant, the fuel calculator in front gets his lead lap there, and he gets it. All right, definitely squeezed away on that one. And Grant Thorpe finally gets some lead laps, and we'll see if the bottom lane is starting to form up here. 27 of Kevin Orlando is definitely a good pusher, but notice the distance. These guys are definitely, whoa, Bowden getting loose.
Yeah.
Yeah, Raider can push too. We've seen him push before, but now actually Raider's getting loose here. Now, I think John Fike just got a little nervous.
Fike bailed.
Yep, Fike bailed, and we see actually, if I'm not mistaken, Jeremy Burns back 15 positions. 16 now, still marching back. Definitely trying that outside line. It's not working. There's nobody left out there to really save him at this point. Parker Johnson is too far away. So Tay McDonald's going to slide to the top right now. Like I said, the guys in charge really got to stay up front. Right now, out of that entire charge, Adam Bowden's looking pretty good for a win. It's saying he is the one of the drivers on that cutoff farther up, but he's close in tow by Michael Bennett, who's sitting 6th, so not too far. But Stella, we got 8 laps in the bag here. We got 72 more to go. But Raiders said how many times? The only way I win races is if I got to get fresh air. He's got to figure out how to get out front, and really fresh air is where to be. But that seems to be the opposite here at Daytona. And can you tell me why?
Well, you still have the draft, so you lose your fresh air there. Does it have anything to do with the banking? No.
Not really. I would probably say the fuel mileage here. No, some guys are saying that fuel mileage is a little tricky here. Seeing the more you're out there in the lead, these new next gen cars, you really seem to suck down that fuel, almost like it's like a hot day and you're drinking Kool-Aid. It's
Really?
not. It can't handle. So it's best to draft and then last lap pass, and I think we're really going to see a real treat here with how many cars remain on the track, can make it to the end, and then that last lap pass. I mean, Ted Rekish is doing everything he can to maintain this lead. Jumps in front of Grant Thorpe here. Inside line's taken off, and away they go. And it seems
They
just
sure
keeps
are.
marching back. Bowden and now caught behind. Uh-oh, pit
Do we have
time.
pit stops?
Yes, we do. We have pit stall times.
Wow.
Yeah, like I said, these fuel windows are about that 18 lap mark, 18 to 20 laps. Definitely, if they pit now with the stage caution at 25, this will definitely give them a different area to take a shot at. So we'll keep an eye on our leaders here so far, rotating back to the front. Michael Bennett is now in second. Interesting to see most of your guys who were in the lead decide to come down pit. Raider, Wreckage, Burns, Orlando, and Alves. So definitely these guys are on the same note here, the same thought process to come down.
Yeah, that was
pit
quite
now.
a last-minute shot. I did not expect that at 10 laps.
Well, sometimes what you'll see, Stella, is some guys they'll see what happens, and you notice who's faster on the track. All right, well, we know Wreckage was fast, and Wreckage has been leading most of these laps here. Well,
Yes.
Ted Wreckage is like, you know what? I'm going to pit. Holy crap. If he's going fast, I want to go fast too. I don't need him getting away from me. And then all of a sudden, that's where you see guys start panic pitting. Oh, no, and then they sling in the pit. So here we are,
Okay.
looking at Michael Bennett here in the 14, back onto the track.
Giving
really
Grant Thorpe a little push.
yeah, they're at the action here, and these two Chevrolets trying to see if they can push their way in front of Travis Gilbert's Ford there, and they do. Got a little
And they're
run
going to
there.
need Justice to pick up a little closer to be able to get that full measure of pleasure as far as the draft goes, though.
Yeah, we'll keep in mind, Justice Murphy definitely wants to hang off. The two guys behind him, like I said, these guys are locked in to the playoffs, so they may not be willing to risk it this soon. You know, there's no sense. If somebody wins the stage here, somebody's going to get a playoff point heading in. Right now, Grant Thorpe would be the one to get it, but Grant Thorpe's already locked in the playoffs here. So right now, everything's A-OK at this point. Grant Thorpe seems to have this thing pretty much under control at this point, but it's definitely a hard push to stay out front without getting in trouble here. Right now, Grant Thorpe may be having enough fuel, saying, I can lead some laps at this point. You guys follow along with me, and let's go ahead and figure this out. But contact back there with Travis Gilbert and Adam Bowden. Bowden's starting to loosen up here a little bit, and John Fike is kind of watching him. Let's see if we can rotate back here to Bowden. Yeah, Bowden, Parker, Johnson here in the 48. Johnson seems to be getting the run here, but it looks a little weird. That 48 car's starting to jiggle here a little bit. B. Richardson trying to see if it can hold him down to the bottom. 29's got the runs. See if Tay McDonald tries to cut him off.
I would think, why isn't somebody jumping in behind him and rolling with him? Because he's definitely got a head of steam.
Yeah, well, it may be an idea to hop out there behind him, but I don't know if I would do it 100%. You go out there and you actually may end up being a boat anchor like he would be. But right now he's hanging just enough to get that door draft. Whoa. Yeah, get that door draft, but it's one of the kind of a give and take at that point. Is once you get some of these guys, speaking of which, there we go, there's one. Tay McDonald, pit road. So that's going to start for him, pit road. Travis Gilbert going to come down pit road, leaving Michael Bennett. And really, right now, the BDE team is remaining out there on the track. Maybe they know something that we don't, because so far they're trying to stretch it as far as they can. Maybe tires. I know some guys are thinking tires. Some guys might not be thinking tires. This being a super speedway, it's not really going to wear your tires out as much. Your biggest thing here is going to be fuel economy. And just how long can I make it on a tank of fuel? How long can we do it before I run out of fuel and get the next shot? So right now, if everybody is trying to line up for the 14 to probably win this thing, seeing that we got all Chevrolets here in the top 5, seeing if they can push Michael Bennett to a stage win here, it's possible. It's possible. I don't know on that early pit from some of the 4-star industry team what that's going to mean for the rest of the for the rest of the guys out here.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. I see the four-star industry is down in the teens at least. I mean, what, 16, 17, 18, 19 are their places. I'm trying to figure out exactly, how that is going to benefit them when the whole stage caution comes,
Now, stage caution will be at 25. Like I've been
right?
told that it's been shifted because there's a possibility of running out of fuel. They don't want the running out of fuel and the stage to be, so they extended another 5 laps. So that means, guaranteed, everyone on this track is going to have to pit before
The stage.
before the stage. So right now, everybody in the lead. We don't know for how long and for certain. So heating up a little more down pit. Want to make a mention that Bowden and Richardson are now heading down pit road, still in the lead. BDE team here: Grant Thorpe, Michael Bennett, Justice Murphy, Trevor Earhart, Parker Johnson right behind him, and John Fike kind of hoping with a hope and a prayer here. Still trying. Now, if I am not mistaken, out there in the chat, John Fike actually took his computer, his wheel, his pedals to his mom's house for the holidays, and he said, I am not going to miss this one. This is his shot to get in, and man, hats off to him for really pushing.
For you.
Yeah, no kidding. Talk about the commitment here. And definitely, when you're racing with the Racing Revolution League, you got to. I can't not compete because these guys put on a hell of a show each and every night. But boy, man, we'll see if some of these guys ended up speeding into pit. They did not pass in pit road, so it's okay at that point as that slings through. Remaining on the track, Al Likens is still out there. Catch up to Berube that pit. And right now, Al Likens, if I am not mistaken, is the only one who is yet to pit here at this point. Yeah, Steven Sommer, I believe, is a lap down already. But I am not showing a pit stall time from him. So we'll see if anything happens. Race off pit road, rotating back. James Levin looks like he gets out of there, but a couple of these other drivers actually got out of there much faster. Starting with Grant Thorpe, Michael Bennett, Justice Murphy, and John Fike, Parker Johnston. So here we go. Now let's see if these guys can run them down at this point and where they're going to end up being. Popping to the track. 77 machine into the lead. Where's the 53, who was kind of leading it? 53 and the 00. Here they come.
Fifth.
Yep.
Fourth.
Rotating
third.
up. Definitely got the moves here so far. Excellent job. So pit strategy worked. Puts now guess who into the lead.
I'll be darned.
Yeah, Robert Rader sitting second, but not so fast. They still got to run that 16 machine down. Al Likens is down pit now. So right now, 4-Star Industries sitting 1, 2, and 3 at this point. Excellent call by the 4-Star Industries team. Jeremy Burns holding in fifth here.
That's putting in the time ahead of time and figuring this track out.
Yeah, it's definitely something to see. I'm a little curious to see if that plays off here in the end. From what I'm seeing, pit stall times, no one took tires. If they did, it was right sides.
Okay.
But I have almost 6 to 7 second pit stall times. So a lot of these guys did not take tires, and with them not taking tires, that's definitely going to shuffle it up here of what happens next. How do we rotate to the next section here? So let's take a look here at Jeremy Burns, see how he's doing. He was falling back there a little bit, but he seems to kind of gathered this back together and battling his way back toward the front. Let's see if we can get
Debbie
him.
Smith will be happy to hear about that. And let's see, Sonny Poston out there is also rooting for Burns tonight.
Alrighty, yeah, Jeremy Burns is locked into the playoffs, and what's pretty cool is with this clutch of 4 guys we see right here, all 4 of them are in, which is awesome. You know, it's just to me, I'm putting a lot of emphasis tonight on who makes it into the points because this is the one. Raider in the lead, made it in the playoffs. Trevor Earhart, Caleb Gilbert, Justice Murphy, Alex Berube, Jeremy Burns, and Parker Johnston are guaranteed by wins they're in. Now, by points, Nick Alves, Grant Thorpe, and Kevin Orlando have squared their way in, and they've wedged their way in. Brandon Richardson, as long as he started the car tonight, he was going to have himself a win here, a playoff spot, which, like I said, this puts Kenton, McDonald, Bennett, Sirkovich, Fike, Bowden, and Romney up for grabs here tonight. Seeing by their participation and with a win here tonight, they're going to squeeze their way in. But like I said, all this can mix up, and we'll definitely keep you guys updated at the end of the race who ends up squeezing in for the final 12 heading into the championship rounds, which will resume actually in a few weeks, if I'm not mistaken. We'll actually start next year. These guys are going to go ahead and take 2 weeks off, let you enjoy time with your families. I'm sure everybody out there in the chat, you want to hang out with all your drivers and they're going to give them 2 weeks off, let them reset, and man, we're going to get underway for a really awesome races because they got a lot of them coming up that are just going to be an absolute brawl. Michigan, Coda, and Bristol is going to be the first round of 12, and that is going to be a really a killer run out of all those drivers.
Yeah, it'll be exciting. I mean, and the best part about it is, yes, they're driving for more points, but everybody still comes out to drive.
Oh yeah, definitely. And that's the thing. I know sometimes in championship rounds, people get a little nervous and they're, it's not worth my time, and they still but it's always come out here. I mean, there are people out there that still want. To me, I would like to see, kind of these guys who, like John Fike win it. I'd like to see the newcomer Matthew Robinson win it. Brandon Barrier. I knew he was a new racer, but he's not out here tonight. I would like to see one of these guys come out here and take Michigan, or somebody take Coda here, and you're like, holy cow, one of your normal points guys didn't win it. Now it's going to take the points and shuffle it all up. Now somebody didn't get as good of points, so that allowed this person to, and to me, continue racing. A lot of times some of these guys are like, oh man, I'm not in it, I'm not racing anymore, and that's kind of a dumb way to do it, but I do see kind of where they're coming from. But Nick Alves, look at him, still, he seems to be getting better, especially from what we've seen here in the previous part of the year. Nick Alves was having a lot of trouble getting hammered around on the track, getting smashed to pieces. His car was totaled out. He ended up ending the race at below 15th. Recently, I haven't seen him nailing outside of the top 10 in at least 5 races here so far.
And he was on the podium last week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. He seems to be kind of, it's starting to line up for him. Things are starting to fall into place, and what a better time to heat up right before you head into the playoffs. So I know a lot of favorites out there is going to be that number 53 for winning this one here, but he's got a lot of people, and if it's not the 53, I would probably take my guess, the 21 Chevrolet. It's got to be Trevor Earhart. There's nobody else I can think right now at this point via points wise. I'm not saying somebody with some skill here that can definitely kind of flip this one upside down, but I'm looking at Michigan coming up. We're gonna have a super speedway. That's gonna be a shootout here. We end up with a road course somewhere in the middle with Coda, and who's gonna be there? You're going to have Justice Murphy, you're going to have Trevor Earhart, you're going to have Parker Johnson, you're going to have Grant Thorpe, and you're going to have Rader. Right now, those 5 guys are going to be really your ones up front at Coda. And then then we have Bristol. And then we're short track, and that's anybody's game. Then we're going to run 250 laps at Bristol, and that is going to be an absolute brawl there. I'm super excited about that one, to see that one come up. But right now, I think Trevor Earhart and that Black Rifle Coffee Machine, he's got to bring it home. I definitely see him making the round of 8. Maybe the championship final of 4, but I have seen crazier things. We saw Ross Chastain make it into the championship round by sliding around Martinsville. So I can't say anything of I know what's going to happen, because no one expected that. So it's the same thing here with the Racing Revolution League. No one expects anything here. Just good hard racing each and every single week, and it's just kind of figuring out how to get everybody going in the same direction. Now, I'm finished talking here, Stella, so I'm going to let you talk here a little bit. Seeing how Robert Rader, Kevin Orlando, Nick Alves, and Jeremy Burns right now have over a 3-second lead on the rest of the field, is pit strategy going to be one of our biggest factors here tonight at Daytona?
Well, the stage caution is coming up, so I would love to see whether we go, like you say, it's a super speedway, they might not do tires. I would think it would be definite time to take... Ooh, we're doing some shuffles. I'm sorry. I have to watch. It changes so fast.
Uh-oh.
But no, that's our regular caution, not a wrecked.
Yeah, sorry. It's I had a
It's okay. I wouldn't talk you through a wreck.
Okay. I was like, oh no. You told me something happened to Caleb Gilbert there. Holy crap. I was like, oh no, what happened? Wow.
No, but I want to see if they take 2 tires, if they take 4 tires. I mean, we know they're going to top off if they can only get 20 laps to a tank. But I would love to know what the pit strategy is as far as the tires go, because tires still win races. I'm a Days of Thunder girl.
Yeah, absolutely. Tires win races for sure. Right now, we saw Grant Thorpe getting himself some lead laps there. I'm curious to see where Grant Thorpe actually ends up here on this one. Much better camera angle there, bud. Grant Thorpe here in the 77 machine. I know, definitely it's kind of something to kind of take into account here. You know, what do you take? Now, what do people have to gain on this? Right now, Robert Rader has scored yet another playoff point here, heading into the playoffs. So like I said, this has really given him that surge that I think if Rader bombs at Coda, he's still into the round of 8. You know what I mean? He's still
Which is possible.
Yeah, it's still a chance. I mean, we saw how Road America treated him. He's still, you know. And
that was painful.
Well, the last lap battle there with Jeremy Burns, that was close. But it's still, you know, right there is kind of what you're looking at is just now is the time to get it. So if you mess up during the playoffs, man, he's got that cushion. And that's exactly what he's looking at. But Raiders all about win, 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 win. And definitely that is what he's been doing, is winning day in and day out. But once again, another stage caution, another stage win. Stage caution is underway. Pit stop times have got to happen. So
I was going to say, why is no one going in the pits?
we're heading down pits now. They actually got in. We're kind of waiting on that pace car. Definitely a little laggy behind there. Barney in the flag booth is doing a great job, but Carl behind the driver's seat seems to be asleep.
Shame, shame.
Yeah. All right. Well, definitely at the Racing Revolution League, the pace car is kind of an option. All right.
That's what I was going to say. He kind of fell asleep because look we're at 28 laps and it's not even a caution. It's a planned stage caution. These guys race so well. I watch you on some of the other broadcasts. I mean, no offense, dudes, but you know, there is no reason you can't make it through. Oh, we had a little bit of a bump there in pit road. They can't get through the first lap. And then, you know, you're at 24 laps and 8 cautions. This is, you know, iRacing, not iPacing, I always say.
All righty. Definitely for sure. All right, out there in the chat, Rocky Top Twizzy. I don't know how he made it to this stream, but I'm glad I'm here. Glad you're here too, man. Don't forget, you know how you can show me your thanks? Don't forget to subscribe, man. Definitely, I got a website as well. I can even pop that up. And you guys can check out even all the other ones that I've done as well. Go to simtracksbroadcasting.com. I've got all the Racing Revolutions. I've got Coast to Coast. I've got the Big Show. Everything out there. It's definitely awesome. Sean Boundy, excellent job. I like seeing you back out here too as well, man. But you were talking earlier about pits, and it's really what is the best way to pit, and what would you take? If I took 4 tires in pit stop on a scheduled caution, what is it going to hurt at this point?
Oh, I'd say nothing. I would jump on that, you know, like white on rice.
Right, 110%. And I've got to take 4 tires because the sacrifice that you were going to make between a 6 or 7 second pit stop or a 15-second pit stop under a green flag can make or break your race. We saw how a different pit strategy from the 4-Star Industries team put them ahead by 3 seconds. So what happens next if I take 4 tires and now I'm out of the draft? So you've got to do it with somebody and kind of tumble your options here at this point. Which, talking about options here, Trevor Earhart is back down pit road again.
Was he the one involved in the accident?
Negative.
No.
Trevor Earhart, we saw him rolling around, but interesting to see is...
Yeah.
Did you see that? All right, Trevor Earhart going to try a little bit differently here.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, definitely for sure. But but if guys do come down for fuel, and what Sean Boundy is saying out there is, as I would agree with him, is you get these pit stall times. What you can do is take 2 tires. And what I can at least guarantee is that the right side tires, which 90% of these guys take, is that right side. And then what it'll do is it'll allow more grip around the turns. I won't end up as loose as I was. Right. And what you'll see is no offense to Bowden, but you saw how Bowden started loosening up a little bit. So what he can do is he can add a right side set of tires, throw in a full tank of fuel, still get out within that 6 to 7 second mark, and tighten that race car up. Then he'll actually have more grip on the right side, and it'll allow him to turn and not as much wear. So definitely something to keep in mind. A lot of these guys' pit strategy is going to be tonight But the 4-star industry team remains 1, 2, and 3 at this point. Jeremy Burns and Team Disconnect here sitting 4th, and John Fike with a hope and a prayer trying to see if he can squeeze his way into the playoffs this year. Let's go ahead and get it going. Yes, Rocky Top Twizzy, there is a Tennessee car. Grant Thorpe it is. So Kevin Orlando is going to take us to our restart here after a great pit stall time. In and out he went. Actually, his pit lane time is what beat it there. And he's going to get pulled off on this one. Definitely a good squeeze here so far, Kevin Orlando. Definitely excited to see. I know he's got a new sim racing rig coming in, just waiting to get it in and assembled. Hopefully he's able to kind of keep in mind, I'd be worried about trying new equipment into the playoffs. But regardless, hopefully it may increase his driving ability. I know that more inputs is always better. But talk about input here. Robert Rader really hammering kind of the back end of that 27 Mellow Yellow car, and he's pushing these guys around the track.
Putting in that hood to that bumper.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely for sure. All right. All right, Sean Boundy. Look at you out there, bud. Definitely breaking that down for me. Yeah, he's saying taking 4 tires 100% depends on the iRacing draft packages. Some updates make passing nearly impossible. In which case, I wouldn't even take tires in most cases. In the best scenario, only 2. I would agree. I would agree, man. All right. Oh, Sean Lattin had to work tonight. Yeah, all right, man. Glad you dropped in. What I would do, man, is you can stay tuned into this thing on your phone. Have that thing playing in the background. But if you're an auto mechanic like me, good luck, man. I can't hear anything over an air impact. But, all right, Kevin Orlando, Robert Rader, Nick Al's 1, 2, and 3. John Fike still sitting 4th. Robert Rader, you know what? Let's take a little peek at Robert Rader. Haven't seen him in a little while. Let's see how he's doing out there. See if he's actually having to kind of wheel this car around here. See, it definitely seems that. Yeah, you see the wheel? Definitely, he's kind of bucking that thing around there. Wants to push, but definitely you don't want to be sliding. Kevin Orlando looks like he's still as a statue out there, but
Rader's definitely not on a turn.
Yeah, it seems to be, and that's kind of one of the things that you do see is everybody protecting that bottom. And why is that?
So nobody passes them?
Well, passes them because it's illegal to pass under that yellow line. So if they block that bottom end, no one can pass. There is asphalt, but you can't block below the, they can't pass below the yellow line. So yes, you're right on the passing part. Well, what I'm saying is that 2 yellow line does mean something. So a lot of these guys, you'll see they'll race the inside, hold the inside, which you used to see everybody sling up toward the top of the wall, back in the early 90s, early 2000s. And then it started actually becoming a more of a favorite to stay on the bottom. So you see this low entry point is what ends up happening. But John Fike is about to be in a lot of trouble here.
Yeah. Well, he cut in front of Wreckage, and Wreckage said, "You're not going fast enough for me." Boop, boop, boop.
Yeah, John Fike in a lot of trouble here. Let me see if I can actually find something where we can rotate over top. He's about to be in a lot of trouble here. He's now the meat in the sandwich. Let's see if we can get that chopper.
It's okay.
Yeah, good job by the Michelin Chopper View. John Fike down to 15th. Holy cow, still going.
Something is really wrong because he's had an opportunity to cut in.
Yeah, somebody's got to let him in, and he does. All right, looks like John Fike finally gets tucked in, but that is a huge loss here as he's fallen all the way back down to 16th.
Yes, and the last thing I'd want to do is have to tuck in behind Caleb Gilbert.
Yeah, Caleb Gilbert seems to be disconnecting a little bit here as well. A lot of trouble out of these cars here tonight, Stella, and it's looking pretty interesting.
Yeah, Bowden is talking very intimately to the wall.
Oh.
And Earhart just popped around him.
Yeah, Adam Bowden maybe having some trouble in that 83 Chevrolet out there. Good to see Jacob Sirkovich back there in the back here in 18th position. I know some of these guys, they're trying. It's definitely a definite area, but I wouldn't say, we haven't reached the halfway point. We're almost there. But Caleb, oh boy. Yeah, that 40 machine of Caleb Gilbert is blinking all over the place. He may be ducking to the back trying to let these other guys race here because that is not looking good. He's now in front of Travis Gilbert. There's his blink. He's gone, comes back. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. John Fike,
he blinks pretty bad when you have him toggled in and all of a sudden your camera loses him.
Yeah, definitely he's having some trouble. Trevor Earhart, with that late pit stop, actually came in about a lap or so later than everybody else. Interesting to see. What ended up happening. I'm wondering if what we saw during pit road, if maybe he didn't have a set of tires checked, and something happened there, so it may have shuffled back around. But man, talk about hanging here in the background. Michael Bennett still sitting 6th in that 14 machine. So Michael Bennett still with a chance here. He's got to make it happen, but boy, he's got a long way to go. Let's take a look at Michael. Yeah, he loves restrictor plates. Look at that smile.
Yeah, he is in, the only one really in the top 10 that is in that points hunt at the bottom.
Yes. Yeah, right now. Yeah, right now.
All
Yeah,
right.
Tay McDonald, just like the points, is just outside. But your biggest heat up of the race. Uh-oh.
We have a caution.
Yes, we do. I believe Steven Sommer in the 81. Something happened to him here.
Wasn't he a lap down?
Yes. But he was. It does look like around the Caleb Gilbert area.
Oh no!
And I'm not going to point fingers, but it may have been a blink out situation here. And if that's what happened, he may have made contact with Caleb Gilbert. And we'll kind of take a peek at it here from our replay. See if we can find a little something here from a little close. All right, let's take a peek at it. Half speed. Whoa, Richardson giving a hell of a push there to the 83.
Yeah, about, oh my.
488 at Parker Johnston collects the wall as well. Richardson in the wall. Holy cow.
Yeah, that was rough.
Now, I will say from our angle, I can understand, I guess, why Richardson is pushing, but I think he's back here in the back 20, and it's so hard to kind of see what in the world is going on here, to see these guys really kind of pushing like that. I think you would kind of wait, maybe just a little longer, or kind of wait your turn, but that is not exactly where I would want to be on this. Let's take another look at it. So Richardson definitely hits that aerodynamic bubble, makes contact here with the 83, starts giving the push right there. See it pick up the back end of the 83, and 83's got nowhere to go. 83's trying to slow down, but he's picking up the back end of his car. Richardson gets hammered here. Bounding around. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, and just there is a fast repair here, but man, if we're already going to burn it out here at that halfway mark, that's going to be tough. But the woes continue here for the 81.
Yeah, there is only one fast repair in this race because it's and they're lucky that this is a race where they even have fast repairs.
Yeah. Yeah, they only fast repairs on the super speedways. They don't do it anywhere else. I think Pocono was actually up in arms if they were going to do that there. Out there in the chat, it looks like Kynan says he survived through that one. That was looking pretty ugly.
Yeah, his magnet isn't at full strength yet.
All right, let's see what we can get going here. Now I do want to admit everybody came down pit. Now I don't blame them. Let's go ahead and come down pit. Everybody coming down on 37. But interesting enough, Michael Bennett actually beat everyone on the pit lane time and in the box.
Nice.
Yeah, so that 14 machine of Michael Bennett, awesome job here, sliding his way up to the front. That was excellent. So that moves definitely our top 5 here. Michael Bennett, Rader, Orlando, Alves, and Murphy. So Michael Bennett is going to be kind of stretching out there. BDE teammate is sitting back there in 5th. He's going to have to reach back and kind of see if he can pull him up to the front. I would expect to see the 53, 27, 24 probably swing high and then leave him in the dust, which is going to jam up Murphy and probably Burns as well. So
yeah, now you wonder though, was that planned, practiced, luck, or collusion?
Yeah, definitely questionable. I would not know. Interesting to see. Like I said, so interesting to see a caution here. I expected almost no cautions. Really, I think we're going to see.
This is our first one.
Yeah,
I mean, we're like you say, halfway, and this is our first caution.
Yeah, where I think we would probably see another one is in the final 15 for sure, because that's
when they really
it's going to be live or die, and that's it. That's what's going to be really the time. You're not going to have another option. These guys have really got to hammer down here. to see if they can save their races here.
Yeah, that's when they get frisky.
Yeah, definitely. But Tay McDonald here sitting in the 73 machine. Right now sitting 11th. So hopefully Tay McDonald can charge his way up toward the front. I know he's got a couple viewers out here a week taking a peek at him. Right now he's still sitting. He's still sitting just outside the top 10. John Fike is sitting 10th. And interesting enough, I'm trying to... Yeah, Fike up there, but I'm looking at... Sirkovich is toward the back. Alex Kenton is now dropped to 19th. And remember what I said about Alex Kenton. He's got to be on a roll
in
here.
like maybe the top 10 at least.
Yeah, he cannot fumble tonight. Tonight has got to be his night. So he's got to turn it up, but we're at that halfway point. Back under restart here. Michael Bennett getting his start. Let's see how he does here. Definitely Four-Star Industries team on the top side. Called it there. So 53 in the 24. 27 is going to stay behind him here. These guys are going to try to work something out, kind of moving around, but getting loose. Seems to be tightening up here. Hold on, let's see if we can get something going. Right now, Raider in this Ford, hanging out in the front. He's got two Chevys side by side behind him. But Ted Rekich looking a little blank here tonight. No numbers on the side of his car, but he is running in the 00 Toyota. And Ted Rekich is known for his pushing.
We've had that before, though. On this car, we've it's like his numbers are white and his car is white. But take a look at Robinson, our new driver tonight.
Oh yeah,
he's right up there behind him.
Yeah, I don't want to dupe him just yet. Matthew Robinson here in the number one. His Chevrolet sitting third here at this point. Definitely, he's still slinging his way around. Looking pretty good here so far. Alves, you see how he jumps out front, slides in front of Raider. Boom, all speed lost. Rekich now takes the lead. Yeah, moving their way around here. Definitely starting to kind of squeeze up here. Tay McDonald, here he comes, third. Third, slides to the bottom, and Trevor Earhart, who was way in the back, is now sitting, if I'm not mistaken, kind of tumbling around that fifth position. Gives a little nudge to Rekich, getting that outside line moving. Tay McDonald, commit or don't, bud. 7-3, now gonna be caught, and now we got a wreck here in the front. Holy no! What?
Forward! Ouch, ouch, ouch. But he's doing the right thing. He didn't come back down onto the traffic and hammer everybody else. Oh, I like it.
Yeah, that's Matthew Robinson. He think he's kind of clutched it at this point.
I don't care. He's still keeping up.
Wow.
Outstanding.
Wow.
Oh, so, no big one, huh?
Well, I would not want to be on the radio right now because
no.
There's going to be some words after that one, and that's why I was a little concerned with the commitment. You saw
we could bring him into the camera, though.
Negative. He is opted out of the camera for tonight, and I can probably guess why at this one. All right, let's see if we can take a look at it from the top side here. And see, watch this again, and the carnage that ensues after that. Let's speed it up.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you see kind of the halfway mark here. You can't block, you didn't commit. So Rekich tries to shoot the gap here. Earhart gets it. And then we just start collecting up. Here's Raider slinging in the pits. Holy cow.
That took out some name brands, man.
Yeah, definitely for certain. I'm trying to find somebody who's sticking here. Let's take another look at it here. Nick Alves, he's backwards as well. Robinson, look at Michael Bennett. Up there in the 14, he's looking at now Matthew Robinson straight in the face. He kisses it off the wall. The silver bullet sliding through. Looks like he's going to make it. Adam Bowden, he's right next to, right next to Brandon Richardson. Holy cow. The amount of cars this one collected.
Yeah.
And the amount of drivers in the playoff running just got hammered.
Yeah. Do me a favor? Where'd Kenton end up?
Right now, Kenton survived. Right now, I'm showing him in the 21st position, but he is down pit, and rightly so. A lot of guys
take it while you can make it. You know.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I want to kind of ride along actually with Al Likens. I want to ride along with Al Likens, see if we can get a shot from the inside of his race car. and watch this one happen, because it was kind of nasty, and we'll ride along with Ted Rekich as well. Because this is all he can see, and this is how it goes. Oh, mama. Oh, mama. Look out. You see Kevin Orlando taking the fast route here. Oh, man.
Yes.
Good hold there. Yeah, just a nasty wreck here.
Wow.
From what happened, boy, and
It'll shake things up a little bit.
Yeah, that was it was such a tough run here. But let's take a look, and I think this is what will kind of change the minds here, is looking here at Tay McDonald. You see it looks like a committal here. Earhart's behind him, but okay, so Rekich tries to send it 3 wide right here.
No.
And that's where the 73 rotates over. And that's it. The rest of the field just starts getting collected up here, and that's kind of it.
Mm.
All right. See if the 73 is able to maintain. I'm not sure if the 73 is a lap down, but hopefully some of these guys do have their faster pairs. Pit lane did light up there for a little while, everybody.
Yep.
Sean Bounty out there in the chat. Boy, man, you cut nobody any slack out there. Oh, man, he says, patience, having to sit down there on pit road for 20 minutes for repairs while you think about what led you to that moment.
Ouch.
Yeah, definitely.
Ouch.
He's Sean Bounty. You were pretty brutal, bud, but I love it. But talk about our 2 runners here in the front. 2 guys trying to make that mark. John Fike and Michael Bennett. And to me, I called it that these would be the 2 guys that really squeeze it in. Kenton, I think, like I said, he's going to have to do an awesome job for Tay McDonald to unseat him. To not unseat him, but if I am not mistaken, I think Tay McDonald, yes, he is still on the track. Looks like he squared that car away, but if I'm not mistaken, he may be a lap down for Tay McDonald. Yeah, so he's going to have to pray to get in front of Sommer and then get another caution to see if he can get back on the lead lap. But
yeah, I was really hoping to see him up in the top 10 too, because he's on that edge.
Yeah, the night is not over. But we're going to have this one. So Fike about to take flight here. Away he goes, 24 positions up from where he started. Justice Murphy may let that 14 slide in front of him here. And let's go ahead and get this one done. Already past our halfway point here. John Fike in the front. Michael Bennett following closely behind. Decides to tuck behind him. Good job. Yeah, he kind of gave up on that fresh air. He didn't have any speed. Looked like Loveland backed off. And Loveland now on the march back with Sirkovich behind him. Sirkovich, another one of those drivers trying to battle his way in as well. But 18 has got to win it to make it.
Yeah.
So Michael Bennett, we'll see how the rest of these drivers go. I know Fike is a new driver here in the Racing Revolution. Started much, much earlier in the season. But a couple of the veterans out here, the 14, the 12, and the 27. Let's take a look here at Justice Murphy, actually. See how he's doing inside the race car. Yeah, you see him talking, so you know he's definitely working with his teammate Michael Bennett in front of him here. Definitely one keeps an eye out for him. Trevor Earhart, and another one back there in 14th. And got to keep it going. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Grant Thorpe in the number 77 Tennessee machine, sitting 11th.
Yep, I can spot him easily.
Yeah, definitely. BDE has actually got Blake Cook, Grant Thorpe, Sirkovich, Murphy, Matthew Robinson. So it is looking pretty solid here so far from a lot of these drivers out here. But let's see what they can get going on here. See if we can get Justice Murphy to get a hold of Young Gun Creations. See if we can get something a little better on that helmet. John Fike.
Woo!
John Fike, what is happening here?
Yeah.
John Fike is down pit road. What in the world just happened here?
I don't know, but it sure would be nice sometimes if we had race control, options in one ear or something, so we could tell, is this a pit stop?
Oh.
Is this he sped, didn't he? He had to do a drive-through.
Drive-through. No. So now he's going to be out there by himself.
Wow.
That is
17
going to be
seconds
an
down.
absolute heartbreaker. You see the separation.
That's painful.
Holy cow. That is absolutely backbreaking at this point. Holy cow. All right, let's go ahead and rotate back up to the front where Michael Bennett's still got the lead here out in front. Awesome job here right now. Like I said, the favorite to win. Kevin Orlando and Justice Murphy making contact. But Justice Murphy feeling pretty solid here. He's won the past 2 races, that being the Daytona Royalville and Homestead. Will his Florida streak continue?
That would be interesting to see.
Yeah, James Loveland says no, as James Loveland gave up his position to let these guys battle it out for that final position.
But it doesn't mean he's not going to race when he's racing.
Oh, yeah. Well, James Loveland definitely not giving up right now. All Chevrolets through the top 5, making it happen here so far. And interesting to see Jeremy Burns in the 5th position, sitting on to the outside. The Mountain Man definitely climbing his way up the ladder here and getting his way to the front. But he's pushing Sirkovich, who's another racer trying to battle his way into a race lead with only 30 laps left to go. This is going to be awesome here, ladies and gentlemen. I am excited for the last race here of the season. Appreciate you tuning in here to Simtrax Broadcast and bringing you the Racing Revolution League for the last Chapman Last Chance 200 here at Daytona. We'll have a couple off weeks. The 28th of December will be off, and the 4th of January we will be off. We will resume back January 11th for Michigan. If you thought one restrictor plate, let's go to another super speedway of Michigan. So these guys, if they have enough cussing each other after this one, really who made it and who didn't, we'll definitely have something for you. And I think the league will have markers on their cars so you know who is in the playoffs. That way no one's guessing kind of, is he in there? But that way they'll have something so they have identifiable cars.
Well, if you notice, they have some nice banners on tonight. They have the Chapman banners with their names across the front.
Possibly. Let me check.
I know for sure. I saw it.
All right.
Okay.
All right, let's go ahead and take a peek. We'll see if any of those drivers have that on the windshield. But talk about 3 wide. I had to move back here, watching how Raiders pushing Earhart to the front. Definitely might be trying to return it. Oh no! Earhart again. No!
Wow!
Earhart again in more damage and more trouble over the last 3 or 4 weeks than he's had all season.
Yes.
He wrecked out at Iowa. He did pretty well at Daytona. He wrecked out at Homestead. And here he is at Daytona. Hammered again. Right now, he has got to be beside himself at this point. He can't figure out what the hell is going on at this point. Man, what a race.
Boy, you called that they were going to go all wild and crazy at 15 laps from the end. They're going wild and crazy now for these guys. Yeah. This is unusual.
Yeah, interesting to see kind of what angle was being taken on this one. I don't know if I would agree with
May I have an in-car view this time?
Yes. Let's start over the top and kind of take a peek at what we got at this point. Because I'm trying to figure out what happened to Sirkovich here. I don't know if Sirkovich is the one who started or what. Because the drive... Oh.
No, I'm pretty sure number 4.
Right there. All right. Let's see if we can wind this back here a little bit and take a quick peek and figure out really who is the best driver out here to kind of have our eyeballs on.
Yeah, because I was just curious, if what Blake Cook might have seen.
All right, check
to
this
make
out.
Him...
Let's ride along with Robert Rader here. Let's take a look at it as they come around the turn. What happens to the 21 and the 4?
Nope, not going to tell from there.
Yep, nope. Nope. All right, let's see if we can try again. Let me see if we can try the 18 of Sirkovich. Let's see if I can try looking back. I'm thinking that's looking pretty good. Let's take another shot at it. Uh-oh. Yeah. Yeah, that looks like Blake Cook might have collected this one up here. And right now, Trevor's got to be right now beside himself at this point.
Well, he's out there saying that he's going to try to get all this bad juju out of the way before the playoffs start.
Yeah, I hope so, because these, man, you just hate to see it. Just so many good drivers out here, and just kind of, lack of better words, just kind of dumb accidents here. But actually, from this angle here, Stella, let me roll this back. Watch this.
You think that's a sucking door draft?
Something happened here. It looked like the 21 moved. All right.
Hmm.
So you want an in-car view. Let me see if I can find something here. Let's see if we can take a peek at his hands and see if something happened here on this turn here. Taking a look along the outside. Oof. Yeah, it's hard to see it there. Let me see if we can.
I thought I was going to say, take Blake's.
All right, let's see full speed. Yeah, some it looked pretty solid here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I was going to ask about doing Blake Cook's in car.
And you ask and you shall receive. Last replay here. Let's take a look. Yeah, he may have been trying to straighten out. Now I'm just wondering if he thought maybe he had a little more room than he did.
Yeah. That's... Oh, look. Squeak.
Oh, yeah, Grant Thorpe definitely nailing right there. He was behind the whole thing. Definitely a nasty one. Let's take a look. Boom. Yeah, Grant Thorpe watching everybody spin in front of him here. Tay McDonald squeaking through as well.
Well done. Yeah, I was trying to watch the groove, the lane, to see, who goes up, who goes down, but I'm not qualified.
All right. Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, it looked like the 4 came up, and I can't tell 110% if the 21 nudged. Per the
Came
steering
down.
wheel, it didn't.
Yeah.
But I don't know if the 4 may have seen something, and kind of moved here a little bit. Looks like Trevor Earhart might be able to return.
He hadn't. Do you think he might not have used his fast repair yet?
Well, let's see if we can get that drone out there and take a look. Oh boy, I don't see any bent panels on him.
Looks pretty spiffy.
Well, that might be looking pretty good. All right, let's get back to our leaders here. C2C racer Matthew Robinson in the front. Let's see if he can get it done here. Holy cow. This is turning out to be something here, Stella. This is really turning out to be something here.
Got a couple of them in the front that we haven't seen in a while. I mean, Berube's up in 6th place. Surkovich is in 3rd. And our new driver, like you say, Robinson, is in 2nd. So this is a bit of a tumble up.
Yeah,
a kerfuffle.
Well, yeah, kerfuffle. All right, well, Matthew Robinson is at least raced on Wednesday, so right now the 27 and the 53 are familiar guys here so far. So the 5th, right now that number 1 Chevrolet in the front knows that he can be pushed and everything is A-OK. But looking good here so far, 27, look at that run. Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Well, it's interesting to give him that run and then dump him right there at the end. Raider going to follow behind Kevin Orlando. If you remember these guys at the Atlanta run, they were definitely dooring each other there toward the end. Holy cow, this is shaping up here pretty well. Sean Bounty is saying that may have been the 21. He's got eyeballs on him on that last tangle up. So we'll let the admins hammer that one out. I'm just gonna bring it to you as it is. Right now, Kevin Orlando here in the front is in by points, 10th place, but does not have a win on the year.
Oh.
Yeah, so right now, Kevin Orlando enjoying his time in the light here at this point, but I'm sure he will be definitely under fire here in at least another 5 to 10 laps. The 53 Ford of Robert Raider. Look at that push.
Yes.
As we get
he
them
could be in
around.
the back seat here soon.
Wow. Yeah, Raider looked like he might try to make a move here. Loveland right behind him as well. Grant Thorpe here in the front. And Michael Bennett has fallen down to 6th, now to 5th. So now Michael Bennett trying to tumble up here on the inside lane. Can he get it? Yeah, right now taking a look in the backfield. Right now I'm showing Alex Kenton 23rd. And Tay McDonald sitting 22nd.
Ooh.
Yeah, right now, Tay McDonald's, to me, from what I was looking at, he's got to break into the top 10 to survive this one. Bowden getting loose again here with Surkovich. Jacob Surkovich on the 13, Bowden 14th right now. Definitely see a lot of guys bumping and banging yet again. I wouldn't say this is the troublesome pile here, but that's not looking good.
No.
Oh, man,
Ooh.
if I am not mistaken, who was that?
that
Yeah.
PJ. Yeah, PJ.
Yeah, it looked like Parker Johnston definitely shot his way toward the inside there.
Yep.
Definitely made a fast move. That outside line is absolutely crumbling. Right now, Grant Thorpe is trying to figure out something here. He needs somebody to give him a shove. And right now, Ted Rekich is a little gun-shy at this point. The last shove didn't work out too well.
No, it didn't.
Ted Rekich getting himself some lead laps here, just hanging outside the top 10 here as the 18 car files underneath him. Bowden will be chasing him right after that. Parker Johnston nowhere to move here at this point, and Kevin Orlando still in the lead. Get a quick little drive-by of these cars looking good out there. Alex Berube, we haven't talked about him much here tonight, that 19 Toyota. He's already locked into the playoffs, so he's got to be feeling pretty solid here so far.
He did. He had a win.
Yes, if I am not mistaken, that was Pocono. Yeah, that was Pocono. I believe that was one where Rader and Caleb Gilbert made contact there toward the end after a slight little dooring. Yeah, there we go.
I
now
remember,
you remember
that race. I don't necessarily remember which racetrack,
look
but
at Ted Rekich and Parker Johnston here. What is Parker doing? Parker is like all over the place. It looked like Rekich may have cut him off there, and Parker definitely started getting squirrely there.
Well, those were all controlled lane changes, I will call it, but definitely quick, and that to me just is scary. And as far as Caleb, as far as getting loose.
Yeah, definitely for certain there. But we're starting to see some of these guys loosen up. Bowden now back to the back. He's got no help, so Al Likens is going to connect with him. Ted Rekich back to the outside, and he's going to continue his push toward the front. Blink there by Caleb. Man, it's just one of those things. You have no idea where he is when he blinks, but hopefully he can get that squared away before Caleb heads into the playoffs, because right now he's sitting third in points. Adam Bowden with a huge run here. Parker Johnston getting loose. Right now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, top 10 all single file here at this point. Looking good here so far. Only 21 to go. Matthew Robinson sitting in the front. Fourth place. Great job by him. He's definitely showing his, he's definitely showing his skill here. Matthew Robinson staying here toward the front. So right now, I know in team building, I know that number one Chevrolet is definitely going to be a hot ticket item on everybody's list out there. But talk about Rader and Orlando. Look at this push.
Textbook.
All right, so I do want to keep in mind that if somebody is looking to win, this puts 3 more points on the playoff points heading in. So if Rader gets the win or Kevin Orlando gets the win, they are already in the playoffs, but this will add 3 more points to their playoff run. And right now, that is much easier to go into the playoffs with that. Like I said, everything with 20 laps to go here still can happen. Michael Bennett just starting to see that light fading here, though. He's got to get some help here from Nick Alves, but we'll see how the 4-Star Industries team and BDE is working together.
But the people that he's, up against, the Kentons and the McDonalds and Fike, are way back.
Yeah, but you want to talk about on the move, Ted Rekich, another pusher as well. Keep in mind, you think 53 is good at pushing. Rekich can push his way, push you to the front, and then he passes you. So he's going to use it to his advantage here. And away he goes. Caleb Gilbert should be sitting back here behind Grant Thorpe and then John Fike. If I'm not mistaken, John Fike is about another 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds behind these guys. That is not looking good. That is going to be with Fike, Earhart, Burns, Kenton, Sommer, Richardson, Tay McDonald, and Kynan Jones. Back here in the back, and I believe Travis Gilbert, I think he's strung out there pretty bad. All right, rotating back to the front where the guys are side by side. Nick Alves sitting 10th. Right now, outside line forming up. Ted Rekich still doing his job here, pushing PJ to the front. So far, so good. All these drivers here so far are locked in. Parker Johnston with that win at Road America, he's already in. I believe Ted Rekich, I don't think he's got enough time in because Ted Rekich is a part-time driver here in this league.
That's what I was just going to ask you. Is even if Ted wins tonight, he's not going to be in the playoffs because there is a minimum number of races that you do have to complete or at least compete in to be able to be eligible.
Yes. Now watch this inside line. Let's see if Matthew Robinson decides to get it. And he does. Oh, PJ dumps wreckage. Wreckage now hung out to dry. Outside line is going to start to crumble here. Oh, Bowden getting loose.
No, he's just door drafting. He's picking it up.
Well, right now, Michael Bennett with everything on the line with 18 to go. He is hoping that he guy's squared away. But, yeah, I think, if I am not mistaken, I'm seeing Tay McDonald pit now.
Oh.
Number 1, gutsy call, too. When he removes out of pit, because everybody, I'm sure, is going to have to pit one more time before the end. Everybody pit back on lap 51.
Yep.
So they're not going to make it. Everybody, oh, what? Caution?
Now, what does that do to him when he's already in pit road? Oh.
Well, we'll have to see. I thought Tay McDonald may have been a lap down. But Trevor Earhart, you see the skid here, and I don't know what happened to Trevor. Definitely, Trevor's having some off weeks here, Stella.
Yeah. He needs to check his wiring.
He was definitely hot. He was hot about middle of the year, and
Oh,
so far it's just
yeah.
it's been a lot of trouble here in the past couple of races. I don't know if he's off his game or something.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe he's got a little bug. You know, go see if a mouse has been chewing on his pedal or something.
Yeah, I may have to send Terry over there and see what's going on. But Fike gets into him this time. Yeah, Trevor was holding solid line, and Fike collects into him, and that may be the end of Fike.
Mm.
Yeah, because Fike's been in nothing but trouble all night tonight as well. That number 9 machine definitely not happy about seeing all that. All right, let me see if I can actually take a peek from the dashboard of Jeremy Burns' car here. Kind of following behind. Oh!
Oh!
Um,
Okay.
Sorry, full speed, that was crazy. What?
They were just there, and then they weren't there. Now, do you really think Fike came... Well,
I'm watching the bottom left of Trevor Earhart's car. Let me see if we can move to the nose here.
okay.
I think I see sparks. Right there. Did you see him touch the apron?
Ah.
That's where it is.
Why does the apron spark?
The car bottomed out.
Ah.
Holy cow, the car bottomed out. Trevor Earhart then gets bucked after that, and then now he's off the track.
Okay, so it was not Fike, it was Trevor.
No, yeah, definitely looking from the side here.
Okay.
This is Trevor Earhart's car. Clink right there.
Blink.
Yeah,
Okay.
as soon as you see the sparks, it shoots them to the top. Definitely something to kind of watch here. This is just starting to be more and more trouble out of Trevor Earhart's car, so hopefully he is able to continue later on tonight, but I don't know. That is going to be a massive amount of damage to his race car as we tune back into him here.
Yeah, and that one fast repair is long gone.
Yeah, definitely ugly. So Trevor Earhart down pit. Tay McDonald is squeaking out of pit. Brandon Richardson's down pit. Kenton and Kynan Jones are still in their boxes.
Oh,
there's Kynan. All right, Kynan. Here's Alex Kenton. Kenton's now removing. Look like the Weekend Woodsman in the number 89 Chevrolet. He's going to be charging his way out. Chasing down Tay McDonald, just kind of catch up with the field here. So now everybody is pitting lap 65. That's exactly what they need. Harder to pit under
green than
green.
caution.
Yeah, under green than a caution flag. So definitely something to keep in mind. But I think James Loveland will be taking us to our next restart here. Pace car lights are still on. All right. That should give us enough time here to kind of take a peek at one of our at the race sponsor here for tonight. So we're going to cut to commercial real quick, and we will be right back.
And so we had an issue at a plant about 2 weeks ago. It was a traditional municipal wastewater treatment plant. Tremendous foaming on top of the basins. And so me and our lead operator for the site got our heads together. We pulled some samples, did the analysis of those samples. We actually looked at the bugs from the system under a microscope so that we could see the type of bug that was actually growing in there. And what we found actually was that there were very few bugs growing in there. The higher life forms in particular had died off, and we had the single cell protozoa type of bacteria growing in there. So what that told us was we probably got hit with some kind of toxic shock at the facility. So we immediately changed the way we were operating the plant. We changed the return activated sludge rates, the wasting rates, and did a few other things around the facility to try to really buffer ourselves against whatever had happened, because it's too late, right? It's already in the plant. So we're trying to buffer ourselves against whatever that toxic event was, because if it just happened yesterday, it's liable to happen again today. Usually these things go in like threes. And so it's taking real world experience, knowing that we not only needed to look at the analytical data that we were collecting at the time, but also looking at the bugs under the microscope, determining what's going on with the bug population in the aeration basins, and then taking that information, layering that together with the data we collected through analytical analysis, and coming up with a solution based on all that combined, which I think is a pretty unique approach to dealing with a problem like that at a facility.
All right, a quick shout out there by Chapman. Just in time, green flag. James Loveland gets away here. Seeing if he can stay out in front of Parker Johnston, who seems to be on a tear here so far. Got a huge push there from Ted Rekich. Good pit stall time by him, and back out front he's going to go. Interesting pit strategies that were down pit road, which obviously you see it's starting to pay off. 53 got the run. 27 is going to rotate up in front of Bowden. Very, very, very dangerous
close
there. Yeah, for the
Wow.
For the 27 of Kevin Orlando. I wouldn't have done that, but man, it definitely worked. Good job by Bowden not to send him into outer space there and into the fence.
Yeah, between either pushing him from, clipping him from behind, or checking up and then having our new Robinson get in the wreck.
Yeah, definitely for certain out there. Terry's already saying it looks like they're going to have to get the exterminators out to get those bugs out of whatever is going on with Trevor Earhart. Right now I'm showing Earhart 18th place. So he's going to back out onto the track. Raider and Orlando are in the front. Whoa, man, guys. Holy cow. Very unusual to see these guys driving this way.
Yeah.
Out front. I am really beside
You do not
myself.
think this is what the playoffs are going to look like, do you?
Man, it may, but all I know is I think before their spotter can say clear, they're making the move. So definitely getting the squeeze on here. I do want to mention pit strategy. Raider and Orlando had a 10-second pit stall time, and everybody else about 7. And I believe some Ted Rekich did, and Nick Alves had an 11-second pit stop. So tires were taken.
I
So
believe
right
so.
now, I think that's why Raider and Orlando just wheeled around Loveland there, is they are running on 2 sets of a fresh set of tires on the right side of that car, and away they go. So it's definitely working at this point.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, Berube and Wreckage are not far behind.
Yeah, they're trying to keep the moves on here so far. Right now, Raider, Orlando, Loveland, Parker Johnston, and Berube side by side here at this point, and that puts Michael Bennett praying for a win here in the 14 machine down toward the bottom. Seeing if he can get a low from Parker Johnston here as they wrap around turn 4. Yeah, definitely starting to make the squeeze as they come up here toward the top. So keep an eye on that blue and yellow car. But right now, with Raider and Orlando driving the way they are, is looking almost impossible. These guys were pushing something fierce earlier in the stage with 10 to go. Michael Bennett has got to close the gap here on Loveland to start making up some time. So right now, Michael Bennett sitting 4th. There he goes. Here he comes. And Matthew Robinson will be right behind him. We'll see if Robinson wants to push out to the outside and see if he can get that 14 moving along. But Blake Cook right behind them as well. And that number 4, we saw him earlier in a certain tangle up. Hopefully everything is able to square away on that turn right there. Yeah, silently driving back there is Justice Murphy hanging out in the 11th. Raiders still leading this one, 9 to go. Trying to keep their charge on to the front here. Alrighty. Michael Bennett has got to start making some choices here. 9 laps to go. He ain't got much time. Less than 18 miles. And Nick Alves gets into the back of Blake Cook. We may have a tangle up here. Blake Cook off the racing surface. So Nick Alves jams the number 4, Blake Cook. Blake Cook has now fallen way back to now in front of the 77 of Grant Thorpe.
But no harm, no foul.
Yeah, not at this point. Nick Alves now battling up here with Bowden. Bowden loose again. Definitely not liking that high line. Definitely starting to make some slide arounds here, trying to make something work. Ooh, man. If I'm not mistaken, that should be Parker Johnson, dead center.
Yes.
And we got contact. Richardson in the back. No caution.
Really?
No caution. Holy cow.
Okay.
Yeah, no caution. Little contact was made there, and it looks like everybody stayed straight and did collide and really take each other out. So now Nick Alves will have his chance to slide up to the front, sitting 8th. Underneath the 19 of Alex Brube in the 19. Looks like Rekich is in the front, but he needs more pushing help.
He's getting it.
Yeah, definitely for certain. That would definitely take the wind out of the sails here of Michael Bennett. If I was Bennett, Rekich is the one I want to push me now. Go ahead and slide up in front of that 00, and he'll push you all the way to the front. But Michael Bennett holds on the inside, 7 to go. We've heard many a times from the winner, Robert Rader, do not lead the second to last lap. That is not where you want to be. You are a sitting duck. So Michael Bennett may know better. As you see, Michael Bennett did win Talladega this year. Oof.
Ooh.
There we go. So little Justice Murphy to Alves, Alves to Robinson, and Robinson to Bennett. Bennett checks up a little bit, but he's got to get a little closer to Loveland here. I just don't know how much time these guys have left.
Only 7 laps?
Yeah, it'll be 6 once we get to the line, so that's going to put us just about 13 miles before this one's over. Right now, these guys are rolling at over 190 miles an hour. Top speed of Ted Rekich was 210, and right now he's going to be much slower than that as he is into the infield here. No caution.
We just lost at least 3 cars.
Bennett's around.
Oh.
Yeah, this continued farther up. Adam Bowden is out.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
Dun, dun, dun. And things get interesting.
Yeah, this is not looking good, so this is going to shuffle a good set of our guys. Want to keep in mind, check out that ticker before we go away. Berube has made his return top line.
I'll be darned.
Second place. So let's go ahead and take a look at what ended up causing this wreck here. This is absolutely
crushing.
Yes. I just don't know what could have been done at this point, and oh boy. All right. Yeah, let me see if we can get a good angle of this. Ted Rekich. I'm showing in pit stall right now. Let's see if we can find a good angle of this one. All right, from the top, and we're going to zoom in as we get going here. Rader actually heads to the top to block here. Rekich makes a nasty move and catches Orlando.
Yep.
Rekich and Orlando survive, but they're not calling it here.
Okay, because they're off the racing surface?
Right. Yes. Now let's go ahead and rotate actually to where Adam Bowden was.
Because somebody touched the wall.
Well, it continued beyond there, because now we see where the contact was.
Yeah.
All right, so now Adam Bowden sees it happening. Here's Steven Sommer again with the 81. Collects the 83. Sommer slides to the inside, and 14's a sitting duck.
Totally. Takes out Bennett.
Yep.
Wow.
And Michael Bennett, absolutely no fault of his own, gets hammered here. Yeah, interesting to see the 81 stay in the gas on that. I mean, I wouldn't say it's 110% and start pointing fingers and say whose fault it is. But when somebody's spinning out and somebody cuts you off, 99% of the time, you let off the gas. Let the guy collect himself, because there's no sense. We can live to fight another lap. You know, and it's just, and when you're pushing that hard, you know, and I don't think in contention either. It's starting to look pretty grim here for the 81 and kind of what's happening out there on the track at this point. So pit stops are happening for some, but not for all. Kynan Jones out there in the chat says he's been having a little trouble. He thought we had 100 laps here. No. 80, bud, 80. So we're going to go ahead and keep that up here. Let's see. Jacob Sirkovich is going to be one of our guys first off pit road here, pitting on 76. Al Likens, Grant Thorpe is pitting on 76 as well. I think Grant Thorpe got a little lick on that one. Caleb Gilbert, Michael Bennett is now coming out of pit.
Yeah, it looks like Wreckage had some pretty good damage. He's still in there getting worked on.
Yeah, Wreckage may be tagging out of this one here. Yeah, looking pretty rough here, but out there in the chat, Fast Pass Racing Network, Rob threw a block, had Berube right on me, just a late block. I would agree with you, Wreckage. I think the only thing is I know I'm supposed to be impartial and not really have really any stake in the game, and I don't. But right now, I just feel so bad here for the number 14 of Michael Bennett, having his shot to make it, and then just kind of getting wiped out here, going from 5th place now to 18th. With 2 or 3 to go here. That's the only thing. That's all I'm gonna say is just kind of I hate seeing somebody who had he had a slim chance. I'll admit that he had a very slim chance to squeak this one through, but it's so crucial each and every one of these laps here toward the end that I think just that last tangle up it just got worse. Now I will admit there it wasn't Wreckage. Wreckage ended up catching Kevin Orlando. It was the one after that between Sommer and Adam Bowden there.
Bowden, yeah.
But Sommer actually coming out on top on this one, up 8 positions from where he originally started the race, sitting in 4th.
Well, like I always say, it's the drunk guy who walks away from the crash on the highway.
Yeah, and the sober one doesn't make it, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is going to go ahead and do it here. Guys are double stacking here for the last finale of this race of the regular season. We'll see if this is the final green flag wave here. Or if Berube is going to give Raider a little more Pocono music.
That's kind of what I'm watching, because these two have a little bit of a history in that front row coming up on a finish. So let's be nice, gentlemen.
Yeah, definitely for certain here. But it's interesting to see. Still, like I said, Matthew Robinson out here in that number 1. Right now, still hanging out just outside the top 5. I mean, right now, I couldn't be happier, seeing that, a new driver out here, he's hanging with the big boys now. You know what I mean? He's up here with the guys.
Honestly, I can kind of see why he came to Wednesday from Tuesday. Trying nicely.
2 laps to go left in this one. Raider gets a great jump, and he's going to be able to stay out front, but for how long? Don't know just yet at this point as Alex Berube firing toward the outside as we get a quick drive-by here. Away they go right now. Raider on the bottom. Sommer pushing. Right now, Sommer looks like he almost hooked him there. Loveland trying to see if he can give him some pushing here, but Parker Johnston actually backs up. Parker Johnson not pushing. 48 lays way off here. And now Raiders got a huge run. Bam! Shot to the back end of Steven Sommer here.
Yeah.
Into the front. Sommer with not enough time here.
Lead follower, get out of the way.
Oh, 53. Trying not to hook him here. 81 throws a nasty block.
Yes, he does.
Yes, from the top, let's get the chase. White flag is out. Raider trying to see if he can get a win here. But not just yet. Alex Berube may have something to say that as we look at Matthew Robinson pushing him forward.
He holds him down, Berube does, so he can't pop out.
Yeah, right now, Berube is holding Raider there. Now the run from what a nasty... If I were to guess, something bad's about to happen. One's about to slide to the bottom. Raider's not going to give it to him.
Nope.
Yep, there goes Matthew Robinson. Raider, no! Raider taking out the rest of the field here.
All of them. All of them. Everybody.
Hold on. Jeremy Burns is out in the lead, trying to hold it for as long as he can. Nick Alves sitting 3rd. Alex Kenton in 3rd. That's going to do it. Jeremy Burns comes away with the last chance Chapman 200. He'll win $20, but this secures Alex Kenton into the playoffs.
Finishes 3rd after being below 15th all night long.
Alex Kenton up 20 positions into third, and he secures it. Holy cow.
Oh, my heavens. I think, nope. I was going to say I think I'm speechless, but that everybody says that never happens.
Holy cow. Well,
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Jeremy Burns with the win here. I am blown away right now. He has got to be beside himself. Yeah, he had to get out of the room. He had to look at him. Woo! Holy cow. Yeah, he had to get it. Holy cow.
Oh, I wish we had caught him. Yeah, he was jumping all over the place.
Holy cow.
Oh my God.
Holy cow. Now, all right, now I've got to know how this one ended up here, right at this final lap here, which was rather disgusting how it ended up. But man, oh man, what a shot that was here at the end. And Jeremy Burns, how he slid through. I may never know, but we have got the angle for you. Let's see if we can take another look at it here.
We can take several.
We're actually going to look right at Jeremy Burns, and I've got to know how he slides through. There was the hook. Raider comes back up and collects Loveland, if I'm not mistaken. See if we can get a little more speed on that. No, he collects Loveland into Parker.
Yes.
Now, watch the 9. 9, squeaking through.
I'm
Richardson.
watching Alves trying to hold on for dear life.
Well, Alves checks up, and Jeremy is on the floor.
Yeah, but look.
Well,
everybody Sirkovich comes down on him.
Makes contact with Justice Murphy. Alves trying to squeak by, and right now Kenton has got a magnet on the back end of that 24. Now look here. Jeremy Burns is off the track trying to save it here, and brings it for the win. I am amazed at this point how he made it to the end. I've got to take another angle.
He can come back up, right? Because he didn't advance a place doing it.
Correct.
Okay. Oh my heavens.
All right, let's see if we can get actually a top view here of Jeremy Burns full speed.
Oh, yes.
Oh. One more. Here it comes. Oh, clink. Right there. And then he looks back at everybody else trying to chase him down. And the carnage continues behind him there.
Oh, yeah, it is still going.
And Nick Alves just so close. Kind of reaching out and definitely sticks it to him, man. I can't believe it. I can't believe you. Holy cow. That last lap there was...
That looked like one of those, that Bruce Almighty, so many horses and no place to run. And they all just separated out from in front of him.
Holy cow. I cannot believe what just happened here. Alex Kenton was racing along Kynan Jones and behind Caleb Gilbert here. Let me take another look at it from Kenton's area.
So what place is he in right here?
He should be just above the 20th position. Here's Tay McDonald. And Tay McDonald needed to pass Kenton here for the playoffs.
And Thorpe's making a move.
Yep. We're making the moves here, trying to speed it up, get to the backfield here. You see him falling back. And here's
we're
where
already
the pileup
three
begins.
wide.
And he's following behind Sirkovich. And it's just not, right here. There's Bennett off of him. Follows the 73. Duck. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Wow.
It's the one that got Alves back in there.
Yeah, sent Alves gave him the jet boost he needed to fire his way toward the front.
Oh my
Excellent job. All right, I think we've had enough replays of that, if I'm not mistaken. Holy cow. That's enough of that.
I'd say that was a lucky dog if I ever saw it.
All righty. Holy cow. And that is just absolutely got to be putting some of these guys in just, I'm sorry. I can't, I'm at a loss for words here. Let's go ahead and see if we can actually grab a hold of Alex Kenton. Let me see if See if we can grab him here. I know we're having some trouble. Stella, I will be right back here.
Okay.
Alrighty, Alex Kenton, third place finish here tonight. What'd you think?
Let's not do that again.
Let's not do that again, man. I wish we had your camera fired up for that one, because I'd had to see if you were jumping around your room. You were under fire tonight via points. You were only ahead by 5, but if Tay McDonald beat you, it was going to be much, much closer. How nervous were you starting the race?
Not too crazy on it, because I know this is a nutrition race. I know we have the quick repair, but it's still a nutrition race. You can always get wrecked out twice in one of these things.
Right.
Sorry to interrupt here, Patrick, but Race Control just wanted you to know that the finish is under review. We will get back to you shortly.
Finish is under review. Which part?
The whole thing. We'll be right back.
Okay. Alrighty, and they're going to kind of work on that there for us, and right now I'm looking pretty solid here, and we'll see kind of what's sliding around here, and we'll keep a mind on that, kind of seeing what's going on here. Stella here is joining us, but regardless, I want to talk to you a little bit, Kenton, kind of what is going on here. During the entire race, I know you kind of got caught up. You were running up front there for a little while, and then it kind of just started collecting up with more and more bad stuff. What place were you in before that wreck even started?
To be honest, I don't know. It's about 16th, maybe 20th, around there.
Yeah,
I have to be honest, I'm not. I just know there's a lot of cars around, and my eye was on 3 individuals that were really right in front of me.
Alrighty, well, they're definitely going to be keeping an eyeball out there for us, see what's going on here. I'm excited to see kind of what Race Control looks at for that last wreck, and kind of see how this boils down to what ended up winning. I hope you continue, because like I said, you were right above that line with 5 points, and I may be guessing here, man, you're going to be looking at a banner next week. Next race in a couple of weeks, kind of where you end up. If I'm not mistaken, we end up in Michigan. Even if for some odd reason you don't make the playoffs, I hope to see you still compete into the playoffs, man, because this definitely this league is something else, and really having you as an addition here is pretty awesome, bud.
Well, thank you for having me. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Just this car and the long run speed.
Alrighty, man. Alex Kenton, dude, go ahead and give me your shout-outs, and we'll talk a little bit later here, bud.
All right. Well, I'm gonna main sponsor Weeksman Woodsman on YouTube. Brought them all races, I believe, but one for. But yeah, thanks to Kynan Jones as well, sticking with me for most of the race. And thank you guys for having us.
Alrighty, Alex Kenton, great job tonight, bud. Good luck to you tonight. We'll kind of boil down to the viewers out here, kind of who squares away for the playoffs, bud.
All right, thank you.
Alrighty, Alex Kenton, everybody in the 89. Little word here from Race Control. Raider, talk to me.
Yeah, so we were just reviewing the end there because Jeremy Burns was well below the yellow line for a while. It turns out he had a broken toe link. He made every effort to stay on the racetrack, just all due to damage. So our top 3 are clear, and Jeremy Burns is the winner. That's all.
Excellent. That does mean Alex Kenton secures our 12th place for the points.
Yes, sir. Alex Kenton will be our 12th playoff point driver, and I believe you have the rest of the lineup. So I'll let you do your job, Patrick. Just wanted to let you know. Thank you.
All right, Raider. Appreciate it, bud. All right, everybody, that does go ahead and do it. Alex Kenton, last place. Definitely not last in the race here, third place, but last place to get squared in via points into the playoffs. Man, what a close at that cut line. Definitely for him, but that's going to move us to our second place finisher here, who is Nick Alves. Once again, let's talk again here with Nick Alves. Definitely, dude, we're starting to get a lot of podiums out of here, you, Nick.
Yeah, I mean, good and bad. I'm like, they're podiums, but the wrong type of podiums that you want to be on, you know. But man, I'm kicking myself a little bit because I didn't even think I was gonna make it through that wreck, to be honest. And when I did, and when I finally realized I was through it, and I realized that Jeremy was I looked down really quick to see. I'm like, wait, am I the leader? Because I didn't see anybody in front of me. But
Oh.
Jeremy was all the way down on the left hand side on the apron. I looked down at my relative and I seen Jeremy was in front of me. I'm like, oh no, I was still in fifth gear, so I downshifted to third, and it was just too. I mean, I was gaining speed on him anyway, but if I realized it to downshift a little earlier, I probably would have got him before the line.
Yeah, it was definitely looked like a huge checkup. You saw that wreck happen in front of you, and Jeremy Burns held it to the floor. He was not going to be denied. But you got a huge shot there from Alex Kenton. We're watching the replay right now of you actually getting rear-ended here, which almost supercharges you right toward the 81 of Steven Sommer. You nervous about taking out Justice Murphy that was spinning as well?
I was hoping just hug it on the yellow line, and hopefully everyone either just shot up or get out of my way. And it was a couple of close calls, but I was lucky enough to just keep it in the throttle and just got our way through.
All right, man, dude. You are already into the playoffs. You got to be pretty excited about that. Coming away with this one. That was awesome, man. That was awesome. And right now, I've got a lot of podiums coming out of you, but no win yet so far. So coming into the playoffs, man, I hate to kind of rub it in your eye here a little bit. Is are we gonna see a win out of you during the playoffs? Because we got to get one.
I mean, if you're gonna win, you might as well save it for playoffs because a lot of those guys up front, like Rob, Trevor, and Justice, they have a lot of bonus points that are gonna continue with them throughout the playoffs. And guys like me, Grant, and Kevin, I believe, and now Alex, who just made in tonight, are going to have 0 playoff points, and those points are going to be key because you're not allowed to have a bad race in the playoffs. Every round of those 3 races, you have to make sure you're on your A game, and if you win one of those 3 races, you're automatically guaranteed into the next round. So hopefully this is a sign of good things to come. Hopefully my win this year is being saved for a better time and for the playoffs. But I'm hoping, but who knows? We'll see what happens.
Hey, the way I look at it from the outside looking in, man, you're on a hot streak. Your time is coming. It's got to happen. So Michigan, COTA, and Bristol, give me one. Give me one that you think you got the best shot at winning.
Best shot would be Michigan. I'm not the best road course guy for COTA, and then Bristol is just that wild card race that if anybody can win because it's a short track.
All right, definitely give me your shout outs there, Nick, and let's get you ready. You got 2 weeks off, man, so you got plenty of practice. So I better see a win in a one in the winners column for Michigan.
Well, I hope to be back talking to you guys, but thank you, Patrick. Thank you, Stella, for always doing a great broadcast. You guys are always perfect, and I'm pretty sure tonight was very exciting for all the viewers that were watching today. Big shout out to our main sponsor, Chapman Environmental, also Ultimate Cider and Guttering, Butt Kicker, also my main sponsor, Coastal Financial. Apparently, they've been getting a lot of TV time the last few weeks. Hopefully, they can actually get in victory lane and coming in here in the playoffs. And then big shout out to all the admins, my team, Kevin, Rob, and Caleb. We all worked really well together, even though it wasn't really the start we were wanting, but we all got back to together, and it all worked out for most of us. And yeah.
All right, man. Definitely may have to renegotiate there with Coastal Financial, seeing how many times you're putting it on the podium. You ain't got to get a win every time, but definitely these podiums are working out for you. Nick Alves and the 24 Chevrolet, great job tonight, bud.
Thanks, guys.
All right,
Shows
everybody.
the importance of consistency.
Yeah, that it does, and definitely keeping up with consistency. I want to take a look here. One more round, definitely with Jeremy Burns. He was definitely man on a mission on that run. He has got to be absolutely ecstatic at this point with that race win here tonight. That was, good Lord, I'm sorry. I am beyond words at this point, but let's see if we can grab a hold of Jeremy Burns here and get him squared away here. Let me see. All right, Jeremy Burns. All right, man, we got you here. I was not able to get to your camera fast enough after the race win because I think I was so stunned that I was like, what just happened? Where did Jeremy Burns come from? How did he get to the front? And here he is and limping at that.
Yeah, that left front was holding on to a thread, and when I came off the corner, the thing just dove me straight to the inside. So I was holding this thing probably 90 degrees to the right, just trying to keep it straight.
Yeah, that was
Oh my
awesome,
gosh.
man. Definitely to me, I wouldn't say not everybody had a chance here. A lot of them you were kind of rooting on to try to square off another driver into the playoffs. So I was kind of rooting on some of those other guys, but really kind of that sleeping area. You ended up back around the 20th position, and here you are with a win. I mean, what in the world? Was that the plan?
Well, when I was 3 wide there and got caught up early, I knew that I didn't have a faster pair, so I couldn't get up into the mess and everything. And then it just so happened that we were back there in that 15th to 20th area on the restart, and the inside line didn't really get that much of a push. And at that point, I knew that I just had to look forward and see where stuff was going. I saw that somebody got thrown onto the apron. They came back up, and then I managed to clear that first wave. I don't know how. And then the second little group there, the front, they all got together, and it was just another one of those wreck avoidances. And I clipped them on I don't even know, I think it was the left rear, and that shot my car up into the wall. And I knew at that point that if somebody was clean, they were passing me. But I looked behind me and nobody had the run. So I was just like, keep my foot in it. That there's no stopping it. I had a meatball coming across the line. As soon as I crossed the finish line, I just threw my hands up, because at that point the car's junk. And I mean, my burnout, I couldn't even do one at that point, just because the whole left front was off the car.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely insane.
Yeah, that was something, man. Nick Alves was doing everything he could to run you down, because I think, like I said, all three of you guys were staring at each other going, we survived. Wait a second, it's a white flag. I gotta keep going. Oh no! And everybody all of a sudden starts stepping on the gas. I told Nick Alves, I think the only reason he didn't catch you at that point is looking at
He didn't know
wreck.
you were still in it.
Right. is that you guys were 5 wide into turn 3. And Nick Alves backed off, and you look like you held it to the floor like, you know what? It's last lap. It doesn't even matter. We got to keep going. And you come away with another race win here. You are already secured into the playoffs, so this is going to go ahead and tack on a few more points heading into the playoffs, man. Michigan, Coda, and Bristol are coming up. At least you get 2 weeks off, so you'll be able to enjoy time with your family and everything else. You're off college, I'm assuming. Nice, clean room. You don't have all your buddies junking.
Oh my
it up.
gosh, yeah. That's what I'm saying. It just feels nice to race at a clean room,
All right. Well, nice breath of fresh air, man, and you keep the charge going here. But out of those 3 races, how confident are you feeling, kind of coming away maybe with another win to move to the round of 8?
So I feel like Michigan drives a lot like Auto Club, and obviously we were the winner of that earlier in the season. Coda, I feel strong at road courses. Just back there at Daytona, I just made a mental mistake and overdrove it, and didn't get the finish that I wanted. And then I don't know, going into that last race, it's the cutoff race, but I know that we're going to be practicing a lot since it is playoff time. But I do feel confident in our number 9 disconnect Chevy Camaro that we're going to be able to get it done. And I know that I have so much support around me, and it was crazy hearing everyone screaming, shouting in the house tonight just because I got the whole family here. But, it's awesome to have everyone around here supporting me. And I still can't get over that finish. I mean,
I don't think anybody can, man. I cannot. Yeah, I can't either. As we're taking right back here momentarily, going to be looking at that replay again. Just how in the world you survived through that one, as we got you looking in the background here. Just absolutely mind-blowing how you were able to square it away. And showing our viewers out there, here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 wide, and then he slides through. Kevin Orlando's getting hammered by the silver bullet, and you squeak through, man. Definitely, that was so close, so close. I just don't know. But, man, awesome finish here. Definitely like to finish off the season finale here, so go ahead, give me your shout outs, because you got, like you said, man, you got the rest of the family there. Let's go ahead and get you joining them for the holiday.
All right, let's see here. So we're gonna start with the family. We got my grandma, my grandfather, my mom and dad. They're watching. I know Stacy's watching. Jennifer, all that, their side of the family. I know I got Sonny and Bentley watching their side of the family. I know the 604 is watching. My girlfriend's not fortunately here, but I know that she's watching. And anyone else that supports me, I know that there are a lot of people that I probably haven't named, but anyone that hears this, thank you for the support. It truly is awesome to have the support coming into a race, and it really gives you the confidence to say, you know what, I can go out and go do this.
Oh, yeah, just Swamp 11 out there saying that boy Burns, you got it done, man. Definitely squeezed it through. I know you did have a bunch of them out there. What's your girlfriend's name? Is she out here in the chat?
I don't know if she's out in the chat, but her name's Josie. She really helps me, especially in college. You know, she's really supportive, and she's out there chilling. I think she's at a bonfire tonight, but you know, we're definitely gonna celebrate this one. I might go there actually. Honestly, after this, I might go there.
There you go.
You know,
Tell her to tune
it is
into
gonna
the
be good night.
broadcast, man. Get the eyeballs on you. Hey, you want to see how I won tonight?
Yeah, I had to send that text, and she was like, "Really?" Well, that's awesome.
All right, Jeremy. Great job, bud. Boy, I can't wait to see how the playoffs wrap up for you here, bud.
Yeah, can I do one more thing before I go?
Oh, absolutely, man.
Oh, you guys see this. So you know how I got the clean room, right?
Yes.
We get to celebrate with the checker flag now. Let's go!
Yes. Yes, definitely,
Yes.
bud. You deserved it tonight, man, especially here at Daytona. That was definitely that was a heck of a run, man. You had you had a lot of chances, but man, the final one is the one that paid off and really sending it there at the end. You got it done here, Jeremy Burns. Fantastic job, bud.
Thank you very much.
All righty. All right, everybody. There's Jeremy Burns. Got her squared away here, and that's going to do it for us here at the end. All right, let's take a little talk here. I know we are at the sign-off screen, but I do want to give a shout-out to Chapman Environmental Services, one of our main sponsor of the league and the race tonight. So definitely they put on some great shows here and definitely a good sponsor for the league. I also want to mention as well Young Gun Creations. You go looking for a nice paint job for your vehicle or a helmet, new polos, things like that. Check out Young Gun Creations. Down link in the description. You'll be able to find him there. Aiden Young is the man you're looking for, and you'll be able to talk to him. All right, upcoming schedule here. 28th and the 4th. We are going to be off. I will see you guys next time with the Racing Revolution, January 11th at Michigan. For the Vet to Track 200, we'll have 100 laps there, stage caution at 25, and that's going to be really a heck of a shootout for that one. In the standings, let's talk about our guys who made the playoffs. Raider will be number 1. Trevor, 2nd. Trevor Earhart in 2nd. Caleb Gilbert will be sitting 3rd. Justice Murphy in 4th. Alex Berube nailed 5th. Jeremy Burns sitting 6th, but with that win, it may move him up. Parker Johnson sits 7th. Now we get to the guys in points who did not get there via win. Nick Alves in 8th. Grant Thorpe into 9th. That puts Kevin Orlando 10th. Brandon Richardson tonight ended up 11th. And Alex Kenton with a 3rd place finish took the wind out of everybody's sails here. Nails that 12th place finish. Awesome job here tonight by all of our drivers here at the Racing Revolution. I'm definitely excited to see what they have coming up because man, oh man, oh man, there's the play. If this is how the final race of the regular season, these playoffs should be even better. But joining us here with Simtrax Broadcast, and you guys, appreciate every single one of you. I am watching out there in the chat, and we will continue to talk later on, but you can find more about me, simtraxbroadcasting.com, and the schedule. If you're looking to even schedule your league for me to call for it, I've got some availability check, but we'll see when I can squeeze you in. But Patrick Morrison here in the booth, Stella joining alongside me at Daytona, and we're going to wrap this one up. So be well, be safe, be kind, and I'll see you guys all next time.